This video is made for mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello, my Hooked honeys, and welcome back to Hooked. If you're new here, my name is Leanne, and Hooked is basically where we talk about some true crime stories and do some crochet projects together. On today's episode, I will show you how to make this cute little flower. Doesn't it give like tropical? So yeah, we'll make this little flower, and we will also be talking about the case of William Smith. So remember I told you guys that I was going to try and crochet most, if not all, of my outfits for the cruise next month. So these little flowers are actually going to get stitched to one of the outfits that I am making. So I just started with a magic ring. I chained 2 and I did 17 half double crochets in the ring. Then I tied it off with the slip stitch in the second chain, and you'll have something like that. And then I'll add in a little video at the end because I've already done them. So I'll add in a little video at the end of me actually doing the circle for you guys. So we're actually just going to start with adding on the petals. You're going to want to attach your yarn. And chain 3, sorry. And then do 2 half double crochets in that same stitch where you attached your yarn. We're going to chain 3, 2, 3, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches and go into the third stitch with with 3 double crochets. So that chain 3 in the beginning was going to count as 1 double crochet, 2, 3, and you're just going to continue to do this all the way around. 1, 2, go into the third stitch with 3 double crochets, 2, 3. William was sentenced to death in the state of Ohio for the 1987 murder of 47-year-old Mary Bradford that took place in Cincinnati, Ohio. On the night of September 26, 1987, William and Mary were seen socializing with each other at the Race Inn, which is a bar in Cincinnati. After having a good time, drinking, talking, dancing, and just enjoying the vibe, they decided to leave. Now, I will note that they did leave at different times, so keep that in mind. The following day, Mary's boyfriend was very concerned because he hadn't heard from her. So, of course, he did a missing persons report and had the apartment checked out by police to make sure everything was okay. So, they did like one of those welfare checks. Unfortunately, when they entered the unlocked apartment of Mary, they found Mary's body nude from the waist down. And there were 2 television sets missing and also a stereo. So it seems that it might have been a robbery gone wrong. This is just from you know, first looks, right? Mary was stabbed 10 times, according to her autopsy report. Some of those stab wounds penetrated her right lung, penetrated her liver, and 2 penetrated her heart. Now, I'm not sure how we got here. I'm just assuming that they actually did police work and they went to the bar where she was last at and, talked to some people, looked at some cameras, and they seen that William was the last person she was seen with alive. So they executed a search warrant, they executed a search on William's mother's home because that's where he lived, that's whom he lived with. And they found both of the television sets, bloody clothing and bloody shoes. And it was concluded that the blood on the shoes and the clothing were a match for Mary's blood type. Like, why do you have that? Why do you still have that stuff? Like, why didn't you toss it? Like, what are you doing? So, with all this evidence against him, there wasn't much that he could say. Like, there's There's nowhere you could go, my guy. So he ended up confessing to the murder, but there was a reason that this happened, right? There was a reason that he killed Mary. Y'all ready for this? William said that he had went to Mary's apartment sometime after leaving the bar, and he was there for a little bit of time, but once he left, he remembered he forgot his cigarettes and $250 worth of cocaine. So, of course, he goes back to the apartment. Mary told him that she did not have his cocaine, and after further discussion, she offered to reimburse him by having sexual relationships with him. Now, guys, this is his account of what happened. We don't know if this is really what happened, but this is what he is saying happened. He then went on to say that Mary threatened him with a kitchen knife. He said that he took the knife from her, stabbed her in the neck and in the stomach, causing her to fall back into the living room chair. He then says after stabbing her, they had sex again. Mary retreated to the bedroom and fell on her bed. William admitted that he stole the televisions and the stereo from Mary's apartment, but he says that all that belonged to him. Everything that he took out of the apartment belonged to him. He ended up telling police that he dropped the knife that he stabbed Mary with in a river on the way to his mom's house. What the fuck, my guy? What are we doing in life? What? On October 21st, 1987, William was indicted for the crimes that led to Mary Bradford's death. He did enter a plea of being not guilty by reason of insanity, but that was later withdrawn. On April 6th of 1988, William Henry Smith was found guilty on all counts, and on the 14th, he was sentenced to death. William spent 16 years, 10 months, and 22 days on death row before he was executed by lethal injection. William's final words were, "I hope you have the capacity to forgive. I cannot control anything from this day on. ... Trying the right way and being a better person than I was." William spoke this directly to Timmy Bradford, who was Mary's grandson. Like, you fucking asshole. Don't address him. Excuse me? All right, so real quick, I am going to show y'all how to do that inside of the flower. So we're going to start with the magic ring. Tie. And then chain 2. Me always like to put a stitch marker there just because it makes me feel better. And then we'll do 17 half double crochets. So a half double crochet is you yarn over, pick that half double, yarn over, go in, grab a piece of the yarn, pull through one, and then grab another piece and pull through all 3. So you're going to do that 16 more times. 2. You always want to count your stitches to make sure you have the correct amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then pull that closed and tight. And you're going to slip stitch in that second chain. And that's how you do the inside of the circle. So far, I have made about 6 of the little flowers that I will be stitching to one of my outfits, and then this is as far as I've gotten with the bigger flower, which is going to be like a swimsuit wraparound cover up. So once I make it as big as I want it, I'll go ahead and make it into a triangle, add some little ties, and bow, bow, bow. We'll be done with that. Well, my hooked honeys, that was the case of William Henry Smith, who was sentenced to death in Ohio and was executed on March 8th of 2005 at the age of 47, which coincidentally was the age of Mary when he took her life. If you would like to see any crochet updates, make sure you follow me on Instagram at HookedWTrueCrime. Also, take a look at my Etsy shop. I will have the link to that in the description below. Please, 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 if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe because I'm here for you every Wednesday. Love y'all. See you next week. Bye.